That day, something extraordinary happened. The sky grew dark in the middle of the afternoon, the earth began to shake, and a heavy silence covered everything. Have you ever wondered what could cause such an impact on creation? Why the death of one man, crucified on a distant hill, was powerful enough to shake the entire world? Today we will dive into the story of the cross, the day the earth trembled, and discover why this moment is the most important in all of human history. Jesus had spent 3 years teaching about God's love, healing the sick, setting people free, and bringing hope. Yet many rejected his message. Betrayed by Judas, he was taken before the religious leaders and Pilate, the Roman governor. There, though completely innocent, he was falsely accused. The crowd had the chance to release him, but instead they chose to free Barabbas, a dangerous criminal. They shouted with rage, "Crucify him! Crucify him!" And so, the Son of God was sentenced to death. At that moment, the world witnessed the greatest injustice in history, but the cross pressed against his wounded shoulders. Jesus was forced to walk to Calvary. Every step was marked by pain. Every fall showed the weakness of the human body he carried. The soldiers mocked, the crowd laughed, and only a few wept with sorrow. Yet, he did not give up. Not because he couldn't escape, but because a far greater plan was unfolding. A plan written by God since the beginning of time. On that hilltop, nails pierced his hands and feet. The Son of God was lifted between heaven and earth. There, it wasn't just a man suffering, it was the perfect Lamb, carrying the sins of all humanity. The sun lost its light, and a supernatural darkness covered the land. In the temple, the great curtain that separated the holy place from the most holy place was torn in two from top to bottom, showing that now the way to God was open. The earth shook so violently that even the soldiers were terrified and said, "Truly, this was the Son of God." But the great question is, why did this happen? Why would someone innocent choose to die in the most cruel and shameful way of all? The answer is simple, yet profound: because he loved us. The cross was the place where God's justice and God's love met. Jesus took the punishment we deserved. He died in our place. Every insult, every wound, every drop of blood was the price of the forgiveness we can receive today. For many who stood there, it looked like defeat. The religious leaders thought they had won. The soldiers laughed, believing everything ended there. But in the spiritual world, what was really happening was a victory that would change the destiny of mankind. On the cross, Jesus defeated sin and death. He opened the door to eternal life. And 3 days later, he would rise again, proving that nothing could overcome him. And what does this mean for you? It means that the cross was not just a scene from 2,000 years ago. It was for you. The earth trembled because heaven was at work, offering every human being a chance to start again. Rejecting Jesus is choosing to live in darkness. But accepting and obeying him is finding true life. That is why the cross is not just a sad memory. It is a call. Jesus did not die to fill you with fear, but to give you hope. He paid the highest price so that you would have the chance to choose. Live for him or reject him. The choice is yours, but the consequence is eternal. On that day, the earth trembled, but heaven opened for all who believe. And today, that same opportunity stands before you. If you want to know more about this story and about God's love, start reading the Bible every day and speaking to him in prayer. This is the way to strengthen your faith and learn how to live in obedience. And if this video touched your heart, subscribe to the channel Bible for Little Kids, leave your like, and share it with others. That way, more children and families can learn about the power of the cross and the truth that Jesus is the only way to salvation.